Peace fam, P.A. Finley, ThePAFway coming at you live. Here we go. Here we are. Y'all ready? This is part 11 of self-science. This video is going to set the stage for part 12, which is the graduation stage. Congratulations if you made it thus far. You're almost there, here, everywhere. Anywho, so let me dive right on into this. This is going to be a lengthy one. I'm going to take a pause, have to turn off the light. We're going to get into some stuff. Now, the next part is going to be specifically, well, actually, I'm going to set the stage in this part, but the next part, which is part 12, is going to be specifically delving into the history, the individual history, your personal individual history. I'm about to set the stage up for that now. And I'm going to let you know, I'm not going to break down my history per se, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you know exactly where I'm coming from. Now, let's go ahead and dive right into it, man. We got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's get to it. Sending out an atomic mushroom cloud explosion of love all across the globe. When do we not think that, right? Okay? A little bit more about myself. I am an ex-Dauphin, ex-alcoholic, okay? Most ex-Dauphins and alcoholics has something to do with NA or AA, Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. Now, not going to get all the way into the science of that, but there is somewhat of a relationship between the 12 parts of self-science and the 12 steps. There is a reason why, not only that, but there's, the undergrad, or shall I say, the school system type of thing, 1 through 12, there's a lot of that, a lot of influence, outside influence of why I chose 12 parts to this series. Not going to get into the 12 steps all the way, but just to let you know about my history with that, with AA, even though I'm more of an addict than an alcoholic, I'm more of an AA than an NA, even though I tap into both. NA is close to my heart because that's where, as an addict, that's where I'm connected to the most, but AA is the roots, so, that's how I was introduced. So anyway, somewhere along the line, if you're an ex-addict or alcoholic, there's some kind of 12-step program in your history, especially if you're successful. My clean date is March 22nd, and sobriety date is March 22nd, 2010. This is now 2018. Coming up is this March. I'll have eight years clean and sober. So, with all that being said, peace to Young Feezy. I have some experience with this, and the reason why I'm even bringing all of this up right now is because what we're going to be doing. First of all, I believe every human being on the planet should go work the 12 steps. Whether you are alcoholic, addict or not. Because it's really not about drugs and alcohol, it's about yourself. It's really a self-searching program that connects you with yourself, the essence of who you are, and the connection to the universe. So, pretty much self-science. The whole 12 steps is when they connected that, and with the first 100, when they put that program together, It was 100 years ago almost, more than, less than, somewhere. Them cats, the first 100, they was on some stuff. They was trying to really find a solution to a problem that was plaguing everybody at that time. And I'm gonna tell you something. They kept coming up with solutions, but they were inadequate. They kept coming, but they kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing, and they came up with this. So, not gonna introduce you to the whole 12 steps, just one of them. Step 4.
Don't call. Who are you? Do you know the one you call me? Who are you? Do you know the soul inside you? Who are you? Do you know the spirit within? Who are you? Do you know where you're gonna go? Who are you? Do you know where you've been? Who are you? Do you know who you are? Who are you? Do you know who you be? Who are you? Do you know the one you don't call? Who are you? Do you know the one you call me?
Step 4 is the moral inventory of your history. And I'm gonna tell you something, which is, and it's a trip house, it sets the stage for step 5, because that's when you sit down with another individual. You, the individual, and God, as you understand God, go through that process, you put all that out on the table. And but anyway, step 4 is about you're going through your whole history, your personal individual history, and just kind of like highlighting things as you go. Certain things is going to jump out at you, certain things. So the first thing we need to do in setting up the stage for part 12, which is our graduation stage, is to sit down somewhere, preferably quiet, peaceful, and write down everything you can remember from your very first memory all the way up until now. Just, and the way this thing works, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, I get it. It seems like a mountain, right? But that mountain is really an anthill, because once you start, your hand is pretty much going to be moving on its own after that. After your little first year of memory, it's like a valve that opens up and begins to pour, and you're going to just be like a utensil going through the process. Believe me. Now, obviously, that's how it happened for me, but and that's how it happens for a lot of people within the 12-step program community. They can tell you the same. Those who actually work the 12 steps. The first 3 steps in the program is decision. Is a pretty much non-action. You're just making a decision about things. 4 through 9 is the action steps. That's when you're actually doing the work. You're putting in work. 10, 11, 12 is the repetitive daily process that you do every day after that. So that's what's up with the 12-step program in a nutshell. Now, when I went to see, first of all, just to give you a little history on me, I worked the 12-step program, I can say the 9 steps, because actually 10, 11, 12 is something that you do daily with other alcoholics and addicts. So I can't actually say that I did those. But 1 through 9 I did prior to even being introduced to NA/AA. And so when I was introduced to NA/AA, I was like, man, I did this like a couple years ago. So, but I did that in the underground university. That's the reason why I'm telling you guys, you need to respect those coming up out of the prisons and jail cells. When they come up out of there, 9 times out of 10, when I say respect, okay. How should I put this, actually? Because I want you guys, you will. I don't even have to even put the request out there. You probably do already. So I'll kind of like move on. I'll tap into that in another video. So what I want you guys to do, this is your homework. Because in step 12, we're going to break that stuff down. And we're going to show you, I'm going to show you what to look for. I'm going to show you what to highlight. And I'm going to show you some stuff that's going to assist you in your knowledge of self. That's the only thing 12-step program doesn't do. That's the one thing that step 4 doesn't do, is it doesn't highlight the knowledge of self. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I use that program to do for myself. So, you got, again, we talk about the importance of learning history. Different types of history, obviously, different cultures, different, world history. There's, human, planetary. It just, the history of everything that you can study is pretty much in a book and in a class somewhere. Except the history of self. And so what I'm trying to do, what I would like to bring to the table is the study of that history, your own personal history, because within that history lies all the answers to all your questions. You got to understand, how beautifully orchestrated this journey is. It all ties in to the one. It brings you back home. It's a beautiful story. It's the greatest love story ever. It is the original love story. This is where love comes from. This is where love goes. It's like, this is love. And it is, I constantly am moved, as you can tell, by the reality of the thing and the grandness and the just awesome of, I guess, the consciousness, the conscious thought that is directed to me personally, directed to you personally, directed to every human being on the planet personally, directed to every living thing personally, every non-living thing personally, everything, everywhere has a personal connection and relationship with the source. It is the greatest story ever told. And it all makes sense. This is the good stuff. This is the stuff where we're like, man, something's not right. Something's missing. Something's wrong. Something's off. Something, we don't know what it is. Well, the pathway is going to bring it to you. And within your own personal history is the proof thereof. Isn't that like, okay, so you've been searching your whole life for something, whether you're in your teens or you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s if you're still here. You've been searching for something your whole life. You think you found it. Throughout your course, you think you got it. This is it. This must be the reason. This must be the purpose. This must be. And then You keep living, it's like, okay, but it's got to be more. And so you continue as you're going to work and you're paying the bills and you're doing this and you're raising a family and you're in love, you found your love, and you know, everything is great, even at the best part of our lives. It is great. But, you know what I mean? Like something else is, well, the very same thing that you've been searching for all your life has been with you the whole time. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when I first found that out, I was a little pissed off. I was like, what? How dare you disrespect me like that? I mean, you know, dude, I went through some HE double hockey stick trying to find this. And it's been with me the whole time. I had to end up going to me to find it. I was like, man, now y'all wrong. But after that little stage, which didn't last long, it made sense. Well, think about this, you guys. We know that there's something else going on. We know there's a higher power. We got different religions and belief systems and stuff like that. And those, you got to understand that the religion aspect, and this is where we need to, it's like the eggshell. The chick that breaks out of the eggshell and leaves the eggshell behind is not mad and pissed off at the eggshell. Matter of fact, it should be definitely respected, honored, have some appreciation for the eggshell. Because the eggshell protected its existence while it was going through its metamorphosis inside the eggshell. So we need to respect religion. And I'm not, that's the thing, man. I'm not trying to say religion is wrong. That's not my issue. I'm simply saying it's a broken eggshell and it needs to be left behind. It's not necessary anymore. There was a time when one individual was called to lead the masses. There was a time when one individual was called to shepherd the masses. There was a time for that. That was necessary. We needed some direction. We didn't have any. There's the preacher, the pastor, the reverend, the rabbi, whoever you want. You know, these people, man, they knew some stuff because they dedicated their lives to the study thereof. So we needed that guidance. That eggshell has been cracked. It's not necessary anymore. And what we've been doing, a lot of us, is been carrying the eggshell along with us. In order to grab a hold of something else, we have to let go of the thing we are holding. This is the process of life. It doesn't mean anything is bad or wrong or evil or wicked or you guys have had me trapped in my mind and on my heart and my soul, you wasted my time. And no. It's a process. And there's going to be some religious communities that's going to be pissed off at this, and who do you think you are, and all of this stuff. But we don't need you anymore. We have direct contact to the source, access. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Matter of fact, you helped us get here. So thank you. But now I can have, you see how, you think about this, in the Christian community especially, we have for the past, I don't know how many years, we have been really focusing on, think about this when you go to church, in the past umpteen years, we have really been focusing, in the history of Christianity as of late, there's been a focus on the personal relationship with God. There was a time in Christianity that was not a topic. Man, the preacher, the pastor, the deacon, the elders, they were the connection in between. You want to talk to God, talk to them. But as of late, there's been this heightened, focus on a personal relationship with God. That was the knocking, the head that was against the eggshell. The butterfly's wings was tapping against the inner shell of a cocoon. It was time. And it's time now. Everything is about time, man. Look at this time we're in. The timing. Everything is everything is perfect. So, here it is, that which we've sought all our lives was right with us the whole time. Within us are us. We've been seeking ourselves the whole time. Crazy. It's the best you couldn't, movies, the best movies around that touch the most people's hearts. Don't get at you like this one. You are the answer to every question that you've ever asked. And it's gonna fit, and it's gonna make sense, and it's gonna be clear. And it's not gonna be difficult. It's gonna be simple. You're gonna be like, whew. You talking about self-esteem. It's gonna go through the freaking roof. It's gonna go through, and listen, you're gonna be tempted to get angry at different, that's the reason why I'm talking about the story. I'm giving you an analogy of the eggshell and cocoon, because I want you guys to, as you realize and you come to this realization, I want you guys to not be angry at those who told you something else. Because first of all, that's going to be a waste of your energy. You have a lot of information to receive. You got a lot of stuff to do. You really don't have time to be pissed off at nobody. Matter of fact, this should bring you happiness. It will. There's no way around it. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You're going to recognize the real. And it's going to make you feel freaking fantastic. It's going to give you a high that everything else you've been trying to get that high from. Everything else is going to get you. You're going to be whoo-hoo. And you're going to become addicted to it. Yes. That addictive behavior that you had before, well, this is where that comes from, and this is what it's for. So when you get a bar of the truth, you're gonna want more, and you're gonna want more, and there's gonna be plenty for you. The harvest is grand. It's unlimited. The fruit, the juiciest, sweetest nirvana, they call it. This is the state that all the mystics talked about. This is what Jesus was trying to tell us. Oh, whatever, whether he existed or not. Whoever wrote that stuff knew some stuff. Even if Jesus was fictitious, the individual was writing about what they was talking about, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Even those cats, if Jim never, and they conjured up this dude, then them cats, those dudes was on something. And it was dropping the science, but we wasn't prepared for that science. the seeds was being dropped. And they was being fertilized, you know. Now it's being harvested, man. And the fruit is bearing. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna end this pretty soon because the stage is already set. You know what you need to do. Sit down, get you a notepad. Y'all know you going to school. You going to school. Get your notepad. Go back to the earliest memory you can remember. And believe me, once this thing gets to pouring, you're going to remember some stuff before then. We all have, since we was conceived, all the way up until now, we have that memory. Now tapping into it, bringing it forth, takes some practice. But for the time being, and this will do for now because, listen, there's no rush. There's a semi-rush to get started, to tap into the valve, to release the valve. And we need to get that done. But don't trip on the highlights, you know, and the stuff happening around it. That's it. Just keep moving. Don't, because stuff is gonna you know, you're gonna be like, man, I didn't know I could write that fast. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't know before, but you're about to know. So, just start it. And then you're gonna take some breaks and you're gonna come back to it. And so I want you guys to get this done all the way up until now. First memory all the way up until now, okay? Listen, you're gonna go through a roller coaster of emotions. I'm just hipping you up. Laughter, crying, anger, pain. Listen, A to freaking Z. It's all in there. So you're gonna go through it. You are. And see, that alone is gonna tap you in to the aware. You're gonna become aware of your connection to everything. Because you're gonna be, your emotions, you're going to be, if you are disconnected with your emotions, you're going to be reconnected. But don't fear this. To the G's, to the guys, the men, real men don't cry. There is healing power in tears. Even in tears of joy. Notice how you feel very light and fresh after crying. Cry, get your cry on, man. I don't even stop. I don't even stop no more. I don't even try to hold it in, and I used to do all that. Cats be like, dude, man, what's all this, man? You ain't even woo, woo, woo. But I ain't no joke, and everybody know it. So most guys don't even. I'm tapped into the source. People, fear not. Your enemies will begin to slowly cease to exist. People don't mess with people who are connected with everything. People, come on, when you look a person in the eye and come from a place of love, who wants to run up on that? Nobody. I'm telling you. And this is where you're going to be connected to love. And not the soft, sorry type of love. What I got here. Oh, that's from the record. Okay, cool. But I'm trying to encourage you guys to keep going. I'm going to break down, I was talking about Joseph Campbell, but I probably won't get too much into that because it's time to get busy. Courage to proceed, because what you're going to do is this is what we're going to call from this point on facing self. And I'm going to tell you something. It's the scariest thing. I get it. I get it. Listen, you will face an army of 100 before you face yourself. I get it. I understand that. But what I'm about to do is erase the fear. I'm about to give you some game. I'm about to let you know what's on the other side. That's waiting for you. Okay? It's that way that you can proceed with courage. And what is the word I'm looking for? Assurance that you're going to make it through. That's the whole thing about facing self. We fear losing our freaking minds and losing ourselves and being put in straitjackets and all this old kind of crazy stuff. We fear ceasing to exist. No need. But I'm going to encourage, I'm going to drop this on you, and because this is what gave me the strength to continue, to proceed, to go through the whole thing to the other end. There's a confidence that I had before I made the decision to study my history. There was a confidence that I had, an assurance that I knew that I was going to make it on the other end. I was going to get through it. The question is, where does that come from? Where do you get that it's courage, but it's not about courage. It's about knowing that you exist on the other end. And what that is this. I drop it in a lot of my raps, Anonymous. See, Anonymous had went through the process, so it was so much science, there was so much information and intelligence on that other side that I was just dropping. And I'm going to end this video and get ready for 12. We're going to jump to 12. But what I want y'all guys to do is to do the paperwork first. Do your history, do your personal history, and then go to part 12. Don't go to part 12 until you've done it, because we're going to be walking through that stuff. And if you ain't did it yet, there's nothing to walk through. But I'm going to give you the courage right now. I'm going to give you the assurance that you're going to survive this process. And you're going to survive it. Because remember, facing self is the hardest thing we've ever done, but it's the most rewarding. And what's going to happen is, I don't care what war you've been in, I don't care what line you've been on, what front line, what battle, what war zone, all that pales in comparison to facing self. But here's the juice that's going to be like, this is going to get you encouraged to go ahead and proceed further, because that's what stops us from looking at the man and the woman in the mirror. We don't want to know. We don't want to know. Do you know who are you? Where you been? Who are you? Who are we? It's an age-old question. To be or not to be? That was the question.